All right, let's talk about something that's probably keeping a lot of you up at night, your AI bills. They just keep climbing, right? But what if I told you there's a way to cut those costs, like seriously cut them, by up to 80%? And the best part? You can do it in about 5 minutes. Seriously, let's get into it. So, does this feel familiar? If you're a developer or you're running a business in the AI space, you're building these amazing products with incredible models, but then the bill comes, and those API costs are just spiraling out of control, way faster than anyone planned. It's a huge pain, and honestly, it's slowing down innovation. And look, it's not just about the money, is it? It's the sheer headache of it all. I mean, you've got dozens of different API keys to manage. Every time a hot new model drops, you're back to rewriting code, wrangling different SDKs. It's just a mess. It slows you down, costs a fortune, and you run the very real risk of getting stuck with just one vendor. So, what's the answer to this mess? Well, it's something called an AI API gateway. The easiest way to think about it is like a universal remote for all AI models. It's just one single endpoint for your app. You send your request there, and it figures out the best, most cost-effective way to get it to GPT or Claude or Gemini or whatever model you need. It handles all that complexity for you. Now here's the kicker. Implementing this isn't some massive project that's going to take your team months. We are talking about a 5-minute migration. It's designed from the ground up to be a super simple drop-in replacement for the code you're already running. So how simple is it really? It's literally 2 steps. First, you sign up and get one single API key that works for everything. Second, and this is the magic part, you just change one line of code, just the base URL. You point your existing code to the gateway's address, and that's it. You're done. And here's exactly what that looks like. On the left, that's your standard OpenAI call, right? You've probably written that 100 times. Now look at the right. All you do is swap in your new key and add one line, the base URL. That's it. You don't have to change your core logic, no touching your other functions, you just point it to a new address, and it just works. And once you make that tiny change, boom, you've just unlocked a whole universe of models. We're talking over 50 of them, all through that one API key. You get access to the latest and greatest from everybody, OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, you name it. And that includes text, image, and even video models. Want to try a new model? Just change its name in the request. You don't have to rewrite a single thing. Okay, having access to everything is amazing. But let's be real, for any business, it always comes down to the bottom line. So let's talk about the biggest reason you'd want to make this switch, the absolutely massive impact it can have on your budget. Just look at that number. This is what should really get your attention. By using a gateway, companies are seeing savings anywhere from 30 to, yes, 80% compared to just paying the official sticker price. For any company that's using AI at scale, that is a total game changer for your operating costs. So how is that even possible? Well, this table breaks it all down. The official providers often have these complex pricing tiers, and you might need a subscription to get the best rates. A gateway, on the other hand, is usually just a simple pay-as-you-go model. No subscriptions, no funny business. And because they buy tokens in such gigantic volumes, they get a huge discount and pass a big chunk of those savings right on to you. Let's put that into perspective. Say a job costs you $10 for 10 million tokens directly from a provider. Through a gateway, that same job could cost you as little as $3. Now just imagine that difference when you're running hundreds of millions or even billions of tokens every single month. The savings get pretty wild fast. And it gets even crazier. For some of the really efficient models out there, the prices are just unbelievable. We're talking as low as 10 cents for 1 million tokens. That kind of pricing completely changes what's possible. Projects that might have been way too expensive to even think about are suddenly on the table. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Cheaper must mean there's a catch, right? It's probably less reliable or not as secure. Well, actually, that's not the case at all. These systems are built for serious enterprise-level use. The cost savings don't come at the expense of performance or security. I mean, just look at this feature list. You're getting a 99.9% uptime guarantee. How? If one provider has an issue, the gateway just automatically sends your request to another one that's working. You get really low latency thanks to global network acceleration. And maybe the best part for big projects? No rate limits. You can scale as much as you need to without getting throttled. And it all connects right into the monitoring tools your team already uses. And of course, security is a huge deal.
There are no compromises here. Your connection is protected by things like Cloudflare's web application firewall, which stops attacks in their tracks. And your API keys, they're locked down tight with military-grade AES 256 encryption.
But here's probably the most important thing for any business that cares about data privacy. This is a direct quote from their security policy. We do not store user conversation content. The gateway is just a pass-through. It doesn't log or save your sensitive data, which for any enterprise is a non-negotiable feature.
So when you put it all together, you get a much simpler way to build, access to way more models, enterprise-level performance, and you save a ton of money. So the real question is, what could your team accomplish if you had all those extra resources and that kind of flexibility?